All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as their elders, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. And once again, the Wadi Bashim Awashai, a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp, back with another Thursday live. I'm the brother Korah Abad, and we got the elder Tazapah as well. And man, there's a few things, we want to, we'll touch on today, which is a lot happening in the world. And some of these things, elders, apostles, and brothers touched on it, but it's kind of good to go back into it, because, the Lord may, give another brother a thought or even kind of expound on what another brother said, But nevertheless, there's a lot going on and there's a lot to pay attention to. But nevertheless, we're in beautiful times, man. And just as the Lord said, we seeing all what was supposed to play out in the end, But before we hop into it, Elder Tazapah, if you got anything, the floor is yours.
Okay, no, we can go ahead and get to it.
Okay, Khan. So we'll hop into it, and Shalom Tala Akim Akwath, who may be tuning in, Yahweh Bashim El Shah Barakatam. So as you see from the title, let me blow it up for y'all. Full screen it. So as you see from the title, it says Thursday Live, World WW3 or World War III update, and also the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble and lethal force, and lethal force, which again, we're in exciting times, man. A lot is happening. You also got a lot of distractions. That's why it's important to pay attention to what the prophets are speaking about and teaching. You can get on YouTube. The first thing might come up is Diddy and all that, but that's not important. That's not going to tell you about the times we're in. But I don't know if you had a starting precepts or anything, but if not, we could get straight into it.
Okay. Let me see. Right.
Yeah, I'm even thinking when Yahweh Shai said what that is in Luke about pray that we may be able to escape all these things. And the thing is, we seeing all these things about to take place, man. A time like never before is upon us. But you got
to Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So, as you're alluding to, man, we're in some serious times, and it's like we're at the beginning of sorrows, because as prophets, we see what's coming, we bear that burden, we're part of bearing our cross. We bear the burden of knowing the future, which ultimately is good, but just as Second Ezra chapter 7 goes into, we have to go through Jacob's trouble, that fire, the bad. We got to go through the narrow before we get to the wide, you know. So we see these things. The world don't see it. That's why, at the end, verse 20, it says that for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. All right. Because it's easy to get caught up. Like you said, there's so much going on. The situation with Diddy, which has a whole other host of shit attached to it. You got, the elections, all that hoopla going on. It's, it's a lot to get distracted by. But yeah, for us, we see clearly. We're at the beginning of great tribulation. Some people feeling it already, but when the masses start feeling it, that's when you're gonna know. So yeah, you got it.
That's it. So we can hop into it again. Shalom to all the Akim Akwat who may be tuning in. So let's hop into it. So we'll start with the first segment of the lesson with a World War III update, which is the middle, as they say, the Middle East. But it's hot right now. In America, as we've been saying for the past couple of weeks, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, America is being drugged into war. Now it's to the point they're about to send troops to Israel to further assist them in attacking Iran's proxies like Hezbollah, Lebanon, and they're gonna say they trying to defend Israel, but they're gonna be forced to react, and we'll get into it. So this first article is from shtfplan.com. It says U.S. rulers expect Israel to strike Iran before election day. Now, if bro's been paying attention, Israel did a strike a month ago, I believe, a couple weeks ago, and then Iran retaliated and shot off like some drone strikes. What they shot off again?
Yeah, it was just some missiles. Some some of the lower class, some of the old arsenal of missiles.
So you had Iran retaliate and shoot off some of their missiles of the baser sort. So they shot missiles. Now look, Benjamin Netanyahu, he gonna say, "Oh, y'all want to shoot missiles at us, huh? Okay, now we about to retaliate again." But it all started because of you, Israel. But you see how they're provoking other nations to come to war. Why? Because that's prophecy. And America being back in Israel, now Biden about to send troops over there and also a missile defense system. So we're going to see what happened from that. So let's read this. Now, again, Iran planned to retaliate Israel planned to retaliate because Iran shot missiles at them. And they said all this supposed to happen before election day. Now, again, speaking of election day, a lot is happening surrounding that event. Here in America, now they're talking about over there in Israel. Let's read a little bit of it. It says, while much of the United States is enthralled with choosing its next master, the current rulers expect Israel to strike Iran before they get a chance to vote. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu appears to be highly sensitive to any potential political ramifications of Israel's actions in the U.S. Netanyahu has been described by senior U.S. administration officials as a political animal deeply attuned to American politics. That's likely because he needs the support financially and militarily of the U.S. to continue his war efforts in the Middle East. He's using America. And we seeing this is the man who the Lord is using to drag America into war, man. Now it's to the point America about to send troops over there. It says, according to a report by mainstream media outlet CNN, the growing conflict in the Middle East has emerged as a persistent issue in the American election. President Joe Biden, by extension, Vice President Kamala Harris have faced pressure from progressives for their handling of the situation. And meanwhile, Republicans, including former President Donald Trump, have accused the administration of bungling the crisis, sending the world into chaos. So we're gonna leave it right there. Hold on, let's see. Okay, that's pretty much it, right? That's pretty much it. So look, they saying, so look out for this. They saying that Israel supposed to get back right on Iran before the election. That's what, about 20 some days away. So let's see what happened with that. Now we're gonna move on. Now, Elder Tazapah just brought this to my attention before the lesson, and this was put out today. Fresh news, and you see, updated an hour ago. It says Hamas leader Sinwar killed by Israeli troops in Gaza. Netanyahu says war will go on. Now, you want to speak on the Tazapah, or because we can just kind of move on, but you got it if you want to speak on it.
No, well, that's the spirit you brought that up, because I was gonna say you should have went into that article on Ezekiel 38, but this is cool too, and I'm gonna tell you why it's cool that you brought this out, because this is the Hamas. That's who they had the beef with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it should be a wrap, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Technically they should close up shop and go on home. Going back, the IDF and whoever else is over there fighting. That's it. Once you kill the leader, just like in chess, you get the king, game over. Or the queen, or however. But like you just read, they still pushing on. Trying to draw America into the mix. Which America been in it since day one, but actually boots on the ground in that shit. But yeah, man, the beef was with Hamas. Last year, October 7th, that was who they claim did the attack, right? Of October 7th, 2023. They said it was Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, they killed the leader. Today, when we got the news today, Hamas leader right there, he did. So they claim. But anyway, they still pushing forward. So this shows you, and I'm gonna read this, because we got to read this. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20.
Bring it out.
It says, yeah, you know what I want? Yeah. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. Therefore, to the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom. All right, now we know the Edomites to be the so-called white people. We know for a fact to be the so-called white people. All right. So therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman, which is a tribe of Edom. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. All right. Now, the least of the flock is talking about another tribe of Edom, the Amalekites.
Mm-hmm.
As the Amalekites were pushing this Zionism, this they you might hear them called the Khazarians, and you may even know them as the Israelis. These Sephardic Jews. Mm-hmm. That's the Temanite. So that's the Amalekites, and then they the ones that's ruling the world. And that's how they're able to draw them out, because they are in the key positions of world rulership.
Yep.
The Amalekites. So they can draw out, whoever, whenever. Hey, you you like that quote? Well, you bring it out a lot about the Rothschild's mother or somebody. You
Mm-hmm.
know, pretty much she's saying they get what they want. You know, and that's why this war is going to forage on or push on. All right. And it will ultimately because it's the will of the Most High. And so, yeah, when it's speaking about draw them out, I, was, I spoke about the Amalekites, but what are they drawing them out to? This third woe. When I say the third woe, I mean the third world conflict. That's what they're being drawn into. All right. Down in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which the English transliteration of that is Jehoshaphat, Valley of Jehoshaphat. And that's in the Middle East. All right. That's
Hey,
where
well,
Israel is Salakia. That's where Israel is going to end up in the Middle East fight or the IDF, whoever. So yeah, that's okay. His wife, Mayor Amschel Rothschild wife. So yeah, she was, she at least the mother of some of the sons. I don't know if she was the mother of all of them.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Check this out. This is a good image. Look at this. That's literally what you were just saying. I don't know where it's from, but check that out. Israel controlling America, and man, that's a fire picture.
See, the least of the flock, drawing them out, as the scripture has said.
Man.
Yeah, calling the shots. You got it out.
Con, that's it. I'll get one on the comment board real quick. Again, shalom to the elder Yagadah and everybody else who tuning in as well. Real quick, the brother Yahweh, the shalom, bro. Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And we hearing that. It says, see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And that's why it's exciting. Because people hear about this and they like, oh, like what's his name? Oh, AMTV. Man, Christopher Green from AMTV. He'll say stuff like, "Oh, we going into World War III next week. Should we see nuclear missile shot off tomorrow, Friday?" No, you don't
Yeah.
understand. You don't understand what's going on. This is just
Hyping
rumors.
it up. He
You got
hyping
it.
it up. No, I say he hyping it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Con.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Con. So it's rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. And why the Lord said the end is not yet? It's still some things that gotta happen, and that's why we still gotta watch, man. So let's see what happens. Let's see if Israel actually gonna retaliate before election day, and if they do, how does it go affect America? Now, this is what you was talking about at the top of this article that you sent me. Now, this is from All Israel News. This was put out today, October 17th. And I believe you said that Elder Apostle Tahar spoke on this as well. But the title says, Axis of... Now, check this out, though. Just to show, I got to get one more precept. Habakkuk 2. Everybody about to start speaking and sounding like they prophets. You know why? Because the things that's about to go in this world, nobody ain't gonna be able to deny it no more.
Yes, Salakia. Yeah, Apostle Tahar actually did a video on that particular article, and so yeah, shout out to Apostle Tahar. Yeah, he basically put me on to that whole. It's a whole website, a news website.
Mm.
You know, he speaks about it in the video, and it's his video is similar to the title of the article.
God. Real quick, and that's beautiful because again, and speaking of Apostle Hall, even this next segment we're gonna go into, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, he coined this year that in what, January 1st? And this next segment we're gonna go into, that's actually playing out. Let me get this real quick. This Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. And the reason I'm getting this is because when you go to this chapter, you have Bible scholars now saying Ezekiel 38 is playing out. But who was standing first? Starting with the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, man. Even they teachers, start, high priest Ariah, so on and so forth. But now we seeing these things actually happen. Why? Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I reprove. And I'd like to make this point. Back then, you had ancient watchmen who was actually on top of high towers, so they could see afar off and warn people who was inside the gate, so to speak. We ain't got no high towers. The highest a brother might get is walking up to an apartment, going to an apartment complex. The point is, what's our high tower today? How we can see afar off on what's going on. We all got one in our hand, a cell phone. We men of the types of power, on a computer or a laptop, whatever it is. This is the so-called high tower. Why? Because we can see not just what's going on miles away, but what's going on in the world, man. By way of going to these websites, articles, watching videos, for the purpose we could warn the people. And verse 2 says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. This is the point. For the vision, which are the prophecies, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. I'm going to stop right there. The other Yagadah put this. He commented, everything is perfectly on time with the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. So it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end, key word, but at the end, it shall speak and not lie. And how is it speaking? The Lord giving tangible proof, so much so that Bible scholars saying, man, we seen Ezekiel 38 play out. It's speaking, man. You got it.
No, that's it. You got it.
It's proof. We ain't just talking no more. We can back it up. It says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, man. So let's read a little bit of this, and we can move on. So again, it's from allisraelnews.com, put out today, October 17th, 2024. And the title says, Access of Ezekiel 38 with a question mark. Turkish President Erdogan calls for Russia. Now, but as we know, Ezekiel 38, watch the people he about to call out. Erdogan, the president of Turkey, calls for Russia, Iran, Turkey, and Syria alliance against Israel. That's Ezekiel 38 straight up. It says, Israel, the most concrete threat to regional and global peace, says Erdogan. Now, we'll just read a little bit of it, but the point we want to bring this out, all these small things play a big part in the main event of prophecy. World War III, you need these little things. You need American allies to separate from them. You need some American allies to link up with Russia. But the point is, these little articles that people look over and go to a Diddy article, these are things that's building blocks to the actual event playing out, man.
Man. Yeah. And Daniel, the second chapter as well. Because the iron and the clay ain't gelling.
That's right.
Because why didn't Erdogan go to NATO and say, look, we got to do something about Israel, because he knew shit wasn't gonna get done. So he jumping, and from their point of view, to the other side, to the opposition. So yeah, it's the shit getting crazy, bro. It's exciting times. Yeah. What you got out?
It says, we'll read just a little bit. It says, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. He got a nigga name. It says Recep Tayyip Erdogan told local media. What'd you say?
No, I said Khan.
It says told local media on Saturday that Russia, Iran, and Syria should do more to protect Syria's territorial integrity. This is what he said. It is essential that Russia, Iran, and Syria take more effective measures against this situation, which poses the great threat to Syria's territorial integrity, Erdogan said when he was asked about the airstrikes. Let's see, because I ain't really read into it as much yet, but let's see. It says, shortly after the Hamas invasion and massacre of southern Israel on October 7, 2023, the Turkish president canceled a trip to Israel and refused to condemn Hamas. He said Hamas is not a terror organization. It is waging a battle for its land. And even that, Israel trying to play it off as if, these people are a threat to them. And when I say these people, the Palestinians, Hamas, and Lebanon. But what they're trying to do, and I know Elder Yashawama speak on this, every so often, what they're trying to do is Netanyahu, he said last week that, first I'm going to say this, they understand the land that we had as Israelites in the Bible, the land that Solomon covered, right? So what he's trying to do is get all that land back. That's why he's going after the Gaza Strip. That's why he's going up to Lebanon. That's why he's going to make his way over there towards the west, towards Turkey, like Erdogan said, because Solomon had all that. That's the same land that Abraham walked through. That's where, so on and so forth. But they using it as an excuse to say God gave us this land. And they taking war and Hamas and Iran and Hezbollah attacking them to give them an excuse to go get that land. That's what's happening. And that's why Erdogan, the president of Turkey, he's so serious about let's put a stop to this. Because other times a pot touched on an article about a week or two ago, and Erdogan said that we have to stop them because I know after he take Lebanon and Gaza, he go try to come to Turkey. Talking about Netanyahu and the Israelis.
Right.
But I'll read this last part, and we can move on. So it says, in July, Erdogan appeared to threaten an invasion of Israel in support of the Palestinians in Gaza during a party speech. This is what he said, we must be very strong so that Israel can't do these things to Palestine, Erdogan said in his speech. Just as we entered Karabakh, just as we entered Libya, and Libya also included in Ezekiel 38. It says, just as we enter Libya, we might do the same to them. There is nothing we cannot do, only we must be strong. The Turkish leader also called for an alliance of, I ain't even read this. Man, an alliance, I got to get this. Man, this is prophecy playing out. I got excited.
Yeah.
Man, check this out. I ain't even read this when we was going over it before the lesson. Man, that's prophecy. In 2nd Ezra 16, when they speak about the war happening, or I think 2nd Ezra 15, about the war happening, it says that those in the east, those Palestinians and Ishmaelites go come together and fight. Let me see if I can find that. How it says they shall remember. Okay. Yep. Let's get this real quick. Check this out. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 28. Let's read that again in the article. It says the Turkish leader has called for an alliance of Islamic countries to stop Israeli arrogance. 2nd Ezra 15 and 28, right, in the KJV. It says, behold, an horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, right, those Ishmaelites, the Palestinians, so on and so forth, shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, and they all which hear them may fear and tremble. You said something?
No, you good.
Okay, kind. Verse 30. Check this out. Also the Carmenians. Who is the Carmenians? That's Iran. That's right. Iran. Also the Carmenians, raging in war, shall go forth, like Erdogan said, they go join them, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the lands of the Assyrians, man. So they will come together. Ishmael, the Palestinians, so on and so forth, Hamas, Iran, Turkey, all these people go come together. That's Bible prophecy. It's a little more in that 2nd Ezra 15, but that was pretty much the point. And I'm going to read 31 too. And so I'm a little excited because it says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and right, wild men, like it said about Ishmael. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together One more time, conspiring together. So like I'm screaming in your ear, but conspiring together in great power to persecute them. That's literally what we read in this article. Going back to it, the Turkish leader has also called for an alliance of Islamic countries to stop Israeli arrogance. And it's the last part. It says, and notably, some Bible researchers have identified an alliance of Russia, Iran, and Turkey as being a fulfillment of biblical prophecy. Right? No shit, right? Especially the war of Gog and Magog from Ezekiel 38. You got some other Tazapar?
Yeah, nah, that's heavy. Yeah, we in that time. Yeah, we in that time, brother. That's heavy.
Man. So we can go ahead and play this video. And we get the Ezekiel 38, I feel like pretty much every week, but we're gonna go ahead and play this video. Now, this go further confirm that America about to send troops over there to Israel. And not just troops, but they bringing a missile defense system with them. Now, we're not gonna play the video I'm about to mention, but a video that we watched before this, you had American military personnel come out and say, if America actually send these troops, which they will, actually send these troops to Israel, it's over pretty much. The reason being, he said they're going to put those American troops in a line of fire. And if Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, or anybody in the axis of resistance retaliate to Israel, and he said if you have American soldiers die because of that retaliation, America gonna be forced to go to war. America gonna be forced to retaliate because the pressure go be on them. Well, damn, you just killed American soldiers. They're gonna have to do something. And say even if American soldiers don't die, what they're showing to other countries is that, oh, America, you outright defending these people, which gonna further put a stain on America. But if you ain't got another Tazapah, go ahead and play it.
Okay, go ahead.
So this was put out October 14th, a couple of days ago. It says the U.S. approves deployment of troops and missile defense systems to Israel from NBC News. Let me turn the sound up.
The U.S. Embassy in Lebanon is telling American citizens they are, quote, strongly encouraged to get out of the country now as fighting escalates there and around the Middle East. An Israeli strike near this hospital in Gaza set off this massive fire you see there. Local health officials say 3 people died and 40 others were injured. Israel claims it was targeting Hamas. In northern Israel, Israel says a drone attack from Hezbollah killed 4 Israeli soldiers and injured 61 others. All 4 soldiers were 19 years old. And in Lebanon, the United Nations says its peacekeepers will stay put despite pleas from Israel to move them out for their own safety. A few of them were hurt in the past few days, mostly due to Israeli firepower. NBC News correspondent Aaron McLaughlin is in Tel Aviv and joins us now. So, Aaron, this all comes as the United States is sending a new missile defense system to Israel. What should we know about that?
Yeah, that's right, Sinclair. It's called the THAAD missile defense system, and it's seen as a significant move here in the region. It's a sophisticated system. It also requires American boots on ground, about 100 of them, to operate. I was speaking to a former Israeli commander. He used to lead Israel's air defense about the significance of the THAAD system arriving here and the fact that it was being deployed ahead of Israel's retaliatory strike that's widely expected and promised to happen in the wake of Iran's missile attack.
And I ain't gonna stop it again, but remember they said the first article we brought out, Israel's supposed to respond to Iran and their proxies before the election. They're gonna do this attack before the election. The point is we'll see if they actually do it though.
14 days ago, I asked him about the significance of the timing, when the system could expected to be installed and arrived. He said it could be installed in a matter of days. Take a listen.
You realize why I'm asking this?
Yeah, I think that you'll make the connection between the deployment of this THAAD battery to the Israeli decision about the attack in Iran. I'm not sure that it's really a clear link between these two events. Because you assume that Iran will react a minute after that Israel will react.
So the American defense system is needed because they can't be sure that Iran won't respond to any retaliatory strikes, escalating the situation. If you remember, on October 1st, Iran fired 200 ballistic missiles toward Israel. Many of those were shot down by Israel's own defense system, the concern being if that escalates any further.
So them troops out there, it said in a matter of days, they're going to have troops on the ground and a missile defense system in Israel from America. Now, what is that telling these other nations and American allies, that they fully with Israel, man? So we're going to see what's going to happen with the situation again, man. Keep your eyes open to see when Israel go attack and how much America going to help them. And we'll see the response from, Iran, Turkey, Russia, so on and so forth. But you have anything else to talk about before we go to the next segment?
Yeah, just a FYI, THAAD, THAAD is an acronym for Terminal High Altitude Area Defense.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, you good.
Okay, I see I read this from the brother Yahweh. Just backing up what you just said. It says the terminal high altitude area defense, formerly Theater High Altitude Area Defense, is an American anti-ballistic missile defense system designed to intercept and destroy short, medium, and intermediate range ballistic missiles in their terminal phase. So in other words, they just laced Israel up with one. They bringing it over there. So Israel and America could spin a block. Yep. But if you ain't got no, we can go to the next segment. So with this, we'll touch on this, and as you see it, the title of this portion says "The Hopeful Year of Jacob's Trouble and Lethal Force." And why is this so exciting? Because one, just a reminder, when January 1st hit, what did the Apostle Paul say? What's the theme of this year? But you have a lot of people scoff and say, well, every year he give a name, but it never happened, which it do. You just ain't paying attention. And I'm going to say that just when Apostle Hall, like he said, the year that MOTB, people just felt like the MOTB had to be mandated that year. But when you look at that year, just for an example on what we're about to go into, when you look at that year that the Apostle Hall, which I forgot it was about 3-4 years ago. But when you look at that year, he said this is the year the MOTB, roughly paraphrasing. Granted, it didn't get mandated that year, but that's the same year Elon Musk came out with Neuralink, and that was all on the news. Same year people in monkeys was getting chips in their heads and playing video games. Same year you had a big push of different companies, restaurants, and businesses no more taking money. So these things play out as he speak these things into existence. Now, Apostle Hall, he said this year was what? The hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. When you look at this information that the apostles been touching on the past couple of days, I know the Apostle Gabal did a video on it. Apostle Aram Lab and Elder Dimas did a video on it. You had the Elder Karatazan Vegas did a video on it. And you had other brothers that have done videos on this information. So we just kind of following up on what have already been spoken, but it's beautiful because the Apostle Hall said this was the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, which meaning the things that need to kickstart Jacob's trouble, guess what? It's happening. It's here. And now the DOD, the Department of Defense, they giving a green light to send troops if it be any type of civil uprising, and not just troops to pamper the people and comfort them. No, to use lethal force. So we're gonna go ahead and play a couple videos and read some articles. Man, it's some good stuff and there's some exciting stuff, because at the end of the day, another thing we're gonna touch on, at the end of the day, they talking about this happening around the election. They saying if Trump win, Democrats gonna riot. If Democrats win and Kamala win, the Republicans and MAGA supporters gonna riot. At the end, it ain't up to who win, because no matter who win, the plans of first Yahweh Bashim Awashai gonna be done still, but the plans of these elites who run America still gonna come to pass. These things still gonna happen no matter who in office. But what we're gonna touch on at the end of this part is that Democrats, they with rioting if Kamala lose, and Kamala, she with it too. Not as far as she said that, but she with more military, she with more free speech being shut down. Also, we're gonna play a video. Trump Republican saying it's gonna be a civil war if he don't win. And as you see, he feel the same way. His second term, he already said it's gonna be firing squads, hangings, and group executions. So no matter who win, this stuff gonna happen. And how we know is Bible prophecy. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this quick video from WW3. Elder Tazapah, you got anything before we start getting into this information?
You good.
Okay, matter of fact, let me put what we just touched on for the last portion in the chat, so brothers, y'all can check it out, Akwath as well in your leisure time, or if y'all want to do, responses to it. Let's see. And we can get into this. Okay, so we're gonna play this quick video from WW3, just like an introduction on what we're about to talk about. So it says, this was put out a day ago. Man, that's crazy. I thought this was put out like 4 days ago, just to show how fast information going by, right? But it says a day ago, this is big. Federal directive issued that allows military to use lethal force against Americans. Let's check Dabu out, see what he got to say. Which he been off the scene for a while. I don't know where Dabu been. Now he just popped up. He ain't been in season and out of season.
This is WW3. A heads up here for some moves that were just made by the Pentagon that slid under the radar for the most part, and most people don't realize what they've done here. The Pentagon issuing a federal directive that now allows the military to use lethal force against Americans. And we'll take a look at this here. We'll go down to page 13.
I'm going to speed it up a little bit, because Dabu talks slow as hell. He be, this is WW3, eyes to the sky.
And it starts to speak of here of what the Secretary of Defense has in his power. These are the shots he can call Lloyd Austin right here. In terms of a decision to approve request for these types of assistances. They say right here under C, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force and that it's likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. This is telling you right there, if they are called in as backup in a hostile situation, a confrontation between law enforcement and the people, any civil war, revolutionary type of setting here, the feds are saying that the military can use lethal force. It says it right there in front of your face. It also goes on after this to say that they can use drones on us here in the United States. People, you better wake up. This is what they've got planned. It's on the books right now. And you better hope you're in a state that has passed laws where they don't allow this to happen. For instance, it's going to
happen everywhere. It's going to happen everywhere.
State of Kentucky, they put a law on the books that the feds
understand. Kentucky, Dabu, it's gonna happen. See, the thing is, that's what these other people who doing lessons on this, that's what they don't get. Us, speaking with, first and foremost, the apostles and elders, brothers of great millstone, people who speak the same doctrine. We know these things are imminent. It ain't gonna matter who your vote is, what law being passed to put it off. Like DeSantis in Florida, he trying to put off the CBDC and pass law so it don't be put into play. The point is, it's gonna happen, man. It's Bible prophecy.
Feds cannot come here and support any type of police activity like that whatsoever. If they do come here, The Fed's
Man, that's gonna happen. Anyway, let's play this other one. So you see, they giving an okay to use military force if the citizens and the is a collision between citizens and authority. Now, this is another quick video. It's a brother who used to be in the LA camp. Let's play a quick part because he's gonna play this video of Ron Paul speaking about it.
We want to start off with a headline from Zero Hedge. It's pretty hot headline. U.S. military now is authorized to kill Americans on U.S. soil. That can't be possible.
Yeah.
This would open up the door for the careless use, and it's more frequent and legal. It'll be legal now, so nobody will have to worry about that. Send in the troops.
It's like Elder Taza Pop. I'm gonna replay that. I do want to get a precept real quick, just to show what times we in. Because remember, the Elder Apostle Hall coined this year Jacob's trouble. We see in the beginning stages of that. Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time." Keyword time. Because that's why people may get confused, like vocab, because it say a day of trouble. It might just think it's one day. No, it's going to be a time period.
Mhm.
Put everything on top of what's about to happen. You have people out of homes, out of cars, out of resources in North Carolina, some people in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina over there who just got hit with them hurricanes. Now, we ain't got this in the article, but you also got a lot of homeless people that's increasing in California. And they said it's about to be the next big earthquake that hit in California around the San Andreas Fault. Think about how much people about to be out of comforts, out of daily necessities to live, on top of election, this election coming down the line. And people go riot and in the World War III. All these things go eventually culminate into one big event, man. One big event. And it's gonna be one, as soon as it happens, it's gonna get worse until the Lord Yahushua come. But it's gonna be a time period. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So we about to see a time like never before. Events that happened that never happened in world history before. You got something if we finish playing it? It's like a 30-second video.
Yeah, no, you good.
Okay, come on, let's play it back.
We want to start off with a headline from Zero Hedge. It's pretty hot headline. U.S. military now is authorized to kill Americans on U.S. soil. That can't be possible.
Yeah.
This would open up the door for the careless use, and it's more frequent and legal. It'll be legal now, so nobody will have to worry about that. Send in the troops. We need you to shoot a couple of these people.
Yeah.
They're opposing our policies. They're demonstrating against COVID rules or something they'll come up with. So I think it's very, very dangerous.
So here it is. Now, Zero Hedge picked it up from Armageddon Pros, which is a Substack which they often run. It says U.S. military now authorized to kill Americans on U.S. soil. Just ahead, intriguingly, of November elections, and that was my second thought. The military has granted itself.
Look at all this stuff supposed to happen around the elections. Israel go retaliate with American soldiers being in Israel, and also this. And Elder Taza Power, remember we spoke on what's the dude name? Christopher Wray. He's the director of the FBI, if I'm not mistaken. That name came to mind. Let's see him. Right, Christopher Wray. But what he said a couple weeks ago, director of the FBI, this guy. What he said a couple weeks ago is that around the election, expect to see terror groups cause disturbances in a society. And he said, if not a group, you're going to have lone wolves that's going to start riots. He ain't just saying that just to, no, Esau, when he put stuff in the news, they telling you things they got planned that they going to do. It's so easy for Esau to set up Antifa to go do something and start a riot, and then they make it a big deal, like with George Floyd. And so now they could bring in the troops. You got it.
Okay, you have some more on that?
Now we can move on. We can go to this article. You got it though.
Oh, you could pull up Posse Comitatus.
Oh, I think I got this. I had an article on that. I thought I had that pull up. Let me see. Posse. Here it is.
That's Latin for power of the county. So it basically gives sheriffs the authority and power to deputize regular citizens. But it extends to federal military, the Army, as well as the Air Force. But then they have another statute that apply to the Navy and the Marine. But in a nutshell, what it does is it outlaws the military from enforcing civil laws. Yeah, okay, that's it. So scroll down.
Come.
Go on down some more. Okay, hold on.
I'll blow it up for you. Let me know.
Yeah, I can see it. Let me see.
You want to get like a definition of
okay,
it?
no, go down. We'll say. Wait. Okay. Okay, what does the Posse Comitatus Act say? You close right there. So it says under the subtitle, what does the Posse Comitatus Act say? The Posse Comitatus Act consists of just one sentence. Whoever, except in cases and under circumstances expressly authorized by the Constitution or Act of Congress, willfully uses any part of the Army or the Air Force as a posse comitatus, meaning to go and police citizens, or otherwise to execute the laws, shall be fined under this title or in prison not more than 2 years or both. So it says in practice, this means that members of the military who are subject to the law may not participate in civilian law enforcement unless doing so is expressly authorized by a statute or the Constitution.
Mm.
Which it does in one instant. We'll come back to that. So right there under the subtitle or subheading are all members of the military covered by the Posse Comitatus Act. And it says no, only federal military personnel are covered. While the Posse Comitatus Act refers only to the Army and Air Force, a different statute extends the same rule to the Navy and Marine Corps. The Coast Guard, though part of the federal armed forces, has expressed statutory authority to perform law enforcement and is not bound by the Posse Comitatus Act. So either, and y'all can read the rest. So either the military and the government are participating in an open criminal act, or something else is taking place. And like I said, unless the Congress or the Constitution pretty much make a provision, loosely paraphrasing, and it is a provision made in the case of martial law. So are we low key under martial law? Because seeing what was taking place in North Carolina, parts of Tennessee, Georgia, whatnot, and then to have the government just openly say, fuck y'all. Are we in martial law.
Yes, sir.
Which go back into what you were saying about this time of Jacob's trouble. Because that's what it's going to be in Jacob's trouble, martial law. Second Ezra 15 goes into it. But yeah, I just want to bring that out for the brothers who were not familiar with that. It's illegal for the military to do that, to use lethal force, as Ron Paul stated, on U.S. soil. On top of that, you know, that's illegal. So, yeah, are we under martial law? You got it out.
Let me get this quick precept at the water for that. Some good info. Real quick, this Mark chapter 3 and verse 24. This is Yahushua speaking. It says, a kingdom divided by silver. Oh, this in the NLT as well. Mark 3 and 24 in the NLT. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Get a lot of hand, man. We actually seeing that. This place divided on all sectors. I'm talking about gender. Well, I can't even say men versus women because it's they and she versus him and he, and Z and Zers versus men. But you also got the government divided. Kamala beefing with Trump. Not even just Kamala and Trump. Biden and his family, as of the times of I think you spoke on it last week. Biden and his family beefing with Kamala and them.
Yeah. Shit, that's Clayton brought that out. Redacted. You know, he brought that info out. But it makes sense. Yeah. We spoke on that last week. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Because yeah, I mean, it looked bad right now. If you paying attention to the White House, it's like shit. The vice president doing one thing and Joe Biden doing something totally different. And there's no harmony, there's no accord within the upper ranks of government. You know, and I just been sitting here trying to, you know, put together a motive for Netanyahu, you know, why he would make it a point to want to, you know, push forward with this war before the election. Because, I mean, Kamala and Trump are both Zionists, or they're down with the Zionist agenda, both of them. So I don't think either one would have an issue against what Israel is doing. But, you know, as you also was going into, maybe something big is planned to happen by this election. And so he wants to get all of the funding, all of the personnel. He wants to get everything he can before the election. So, yeah, I don't know. This election is going to be something to watch closely. But yeah, brother.
That's like I had an Asian woman at my job. She was venting to me earlier. Now she grew up in Port Arthur, so she like an Asian woman who grew up with niggas, you know. But she was venting to me earlier. She was like, man, because on, you know, at my job at Atazapa that's Esau ran. I'm the only Negro there besides this new girl that just got hired and the Asian chick. And you got like 2 Mexicans, but they married to white boys, you know.
Oh, okay.
So you know how that is. But the point is, I was outside today, and you know, the Asian woman came outside to smoke a little cigarette. And it's funny because I was looking at my phone, she was trying to talk to me, but I was just looking at my phone. She was like, what you reading? And at the time I was reading this. I actually was reading this, the DOD directive, that's what we're gonna touch on last. And I said, oh, I was reading this thing about, the DOD talking about the Civil War. She's like, yeah, who you voting for? I like, she was trying to give it, but she was like, I hate everybody at this job because they all vote for Trump. The point is, she don't even want to sit on that aisle because she know they voting for Trump. Like, and that's a small example though. And what she told me, she like, I don't like to look at the news because it make me depressed. Well, I want to say shit. The news make us happy. We want all this to happen, man. You know, and the point is going into that division though. Everybody divided.
Oh, it's definitely division, heavy division, and that's the Lord. He said he was going to bring division. Yeah, it's crazy though. It's crazy. People, you know, family members, lifelong friends and shit at odds behind who's voting for who. It's crazy just because media done drummed up this hype and everybody's fallen for it. Has fallen, well, a majority of Americans have fallen for it. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe I watched the video from the brother Shaw, the big bro Shaw out there in Dallas, and he went into how, I believe it was him, but he went into how he went to his grandmother's house or something like that, and his family pretty much asked him, you know, along with his grandmother, who you voting for? And he was like, you know, I ain't really gonna vote. He said his grandmother looked at him with like a death stare, like, what you mean you ain't gonna vote? You know? But yeah, all these things was prophesied. Let's read this again. Mark 3:24 in the NLT. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Verse 25. Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. Or as it said in the NIV, if a house is divided against itself, that house cannot stand. The White House divided. That's a house. You know? Even the Democrats in office, they divided. Trump ain't fucking with Kamala. Even Trump wife. Remember all the time, that was last week. It was supposedly Biden, not Trump, but Biden wife, Jill Biden, she got in a fight and shit with some excuse me for my language, but
she
got in a fight with some Kamala.
Somebody in Kamala's staff.
What Jill Biden old ASS doing fighting, but showing they divided.
Yeah, that's the atmosphere of America, man. Brawling. Everybody angry. Trying to play that shit off. Going on social media, everybody a goddamn scholar, giving advice and talking about politics. Now everybody's a politician. Right. You know, they never should have gave these niggas internet. You know? But shit, we can go to the. You got a video?
Or? I got a real quick precept, Matthew 24:12, just to back up what you said. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see, the love of many wax cold. But I got an article and I got like 2 short vids. We ain't got much left. You had something?
Okay, no, you good.
So let's hop into this article. It was put out yesterday. 2 days ago. On the 15th. So this from nationalnews.com. It says execution squads. An update to the DOD directive expands military authority to use lethal force against Americans. And another thing, why you think all these, it ain't just Americans, American military. Why you think they got these foreigners over here? And when they came over here, they said what? Military equipment that was coming from Central and South America. You also got people over here from China, military age men with no families, they just by themselves. And also you got people from the East, the Middle East, the Palestinians over here. That's sleeper cells, man. That's mercenaries. Yep. That's mercenaries right there. You got it.
Yep. No, I'm just agreeing. You got it.
So we'll read a little bit. It says, with the election only a few weeks away, see everything point towards this election. Man, keep our eyes open. Something gonna happen. Something gotta happen. With the election only a few weeks away, the Department of Defense, or the DOD, has given the U.S. military authority to assist in domestic law enforcement, including giving them the right to use lethal force against American citizens under certain circumstances. It's a development that has largely gone under the radar despite its very significant implications. Why? Because they got shit like Diddy on the news, man. And bringing up, he killed Left Eye and Aaliyah. What they got to do with anything?
Yeah, everything is his fault.
What that Epstein list at? What a black book? Who was in the black book? Before we get to Diddy, let's get the, which again, they got to use niggas. See? But it says the DOD Directive 5240.01 is not new. But it did just get an update last month. So the point is this whole, we're going to read a little bit, but this DOD Directive, it ain't new. It's been out, but it just updated it to say, and I seen a video earlier, I ain't got it, but they said they updated it because they know something about to happen closer we get to the elections. That's why they updated it. To give them the authority. Matter of fact, the brother Yahweh, Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Keyword prescribed, before. So they do these things aforehand. They updated it in time for insurrection to give them the okay to use lethal force. It says it is not new, but it did just get an update last month that is rather convenient for those in charge and deeply upsetting to those who value their constitutional rights. It expands the list of circumstances in which the DOD is allowed to use deadly force while helping civilian law enforcement, the police, potentially paving the way for using such force under a very vague definition of national security conditions. It says, although the directives issued by the DOD tend to pertain to internal policy, in this case, the ramifications could affect every American and potentially even infringe on their constitutional rights under certain circumstances. I read it a little down. I don't know if you want to speak on that. It's a short article.
Oh, yeah, I got a precept.
You got it.
Let's see. All right. St. John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. So just a little on Esau, he is the thief. His track record is more than proving it. He's showing you still to this day. That's what Asheville, Shenandoah. That's what all that's about. Hurricane Helene. It's about him being a thief. All right. His what they call it is foreign policy. It's about theft. His foreign policy is theft. How do you think he got his clutches in America? At least Kamala came out and spoke some truth on that concerning Christopher Colombo or Cristobal Colon. She spoke how they came over here and pillaged. Yeah, that's these same people that's running the world today. Esau, Edom. All right. His whole thing is theft. The thief, all right, cometh not but for to steal, kill, and destroy. Under the orders of his Lord and his Savior, Satan. That's their Lord and Savior. And he done tricked you, to put you people in a trick bag to worshiping his God, thinking that you worshiping the Almighty, the Most High Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Bahasham, his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. No, all y'all in the Catholic churches, in Islam, the Presbyterian, Seventh-day Adventist, the Kingdom Hall, Jehovah Witness, the whole slew of y'all are worshiping Satan under deception of the powers that be. So ask yourself, what has Americans done to where they need to be gunned down by military? And yeah, they show you the little shit on social media, the youth. They show you the inner city youth running in these ramshacking these stores and people's businesses, you know, crashing out hard. But that's being allowed. It ain't like it's out of control. This shit is being allowed. And that's to let you know that it's all by design. So, yeah, what they gearing up, they're putting these laws out here for and getting in front of shit is because they coming to goddamn steal, kill, and destroy.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to make it all nice and legal, get all the red tape and paperwork out the way. When they come, take you off of your property, take you out of your houses, you ain't gonna say shit. We've been telling y'all this. You ain't gonna say shit because it's gonna be about 10 motherfuckers with the M16s and whatever else they might have, just ready for you to say some shit or to be insubordinate and not comply. Oh yeah, they'll be loving that. But just as you mentioned, Karabad, they will be inducting these illegals coming over here. They will make use of that. And then they got, you know, these Moabites over here. They've been training for the past 4 or 5 years here in America. While we got foreigners in America training on American soil, you know, in military drills. They're gonna put them right out there and tell them, oh yeah, that's U.S. military. Motherfuckers ain't been over here but 5 years, 2, 3 years. But the point is, all right, shit is about to hit the fan. It's gonna hit it hard. It's gonna hit it heavy, and it's gonna be shit slung everywhere. Everybody gonna get the shit.
Yeah.
As the prophets, the men of the Lord, we looking for the Most High to bring us out of the shit. But yeah, this is what this is about. They coming to take your shit. The Lord said, I come that you might have life and have it abundantly, but you don't want Yahweh Shah. So then you can die. And that's where we at right now. That's exactly where we at. This man has pulled out all the stops. He's showing you what he's about, and y'all want to still run around here, play simple, and you know, just be simple as all get out. Go ahead, and you and your family can die because they done showed you they don't give a fuck about you. And y'all talking about vote. Right. After what I seen what FEMA did, it ain't no way. I quit voting before I knew anything about the truth. It's just seeing shit. The Lord showing you shit. After y'all seen the travesty that took place after Hurricane Helene, and y'all gonna go vote, that shows you deserve everything that the Lord is getting ready to bring to this place. But yeah, I'm done.
You see Diddy, huh? Well, voting got this nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, he was hard on it.
Same people he voted for, the same nigga who threw him under the bus.
And that's the American way. You know, that is the American way. Cutthroat. Dog eat dog. They program that shit in us. Oh, it's a dog eat dog world. Yeah. But go ahead, brother.
We'll finish up this. We go wind it down. So continuing on this article that says execution squads update to DOD directive expands military authority to use lethal force against Americans. So we're going to jump down and finish off the article. It says perhaps one of the most worrying aspects of the update is its proximity to the election. See, everything surrounded by this election, man. It says with Americans headed to the polls in just 6 weeks, the lucky number 6, concerns about election integrity are ramping up. Now, this part, these 2 paragraphs or sentences we reading right here, this gonna be a good segue into what we about to show in these next videos. I'll read a little bit in the next article because it says with Americans, highlighted, with Americans headed to the polls in just 6 weeks, concerns, keywords, not word, but words, concerns about election integrity are ramping up. And as history has shown us that these concerns are more than justified. So in other words, they're saying as we get closer to the election, people don't really trust if they're going to give the people the true and right outcome. Like when they said Biden won a couple years ago, they say he cheated, it was election fraud. And when Trump won, they said he cheated. How you think people feeling now?
Russian collusion, all that shit. Yeah, they still planting them same seeds. Yeah.
So, and I think you said this like a week or 2 ago, though, at Otazapa, you said, and as you said, they plant them seeds because when the election come around, no matter who win, the Republican Party or the Democrat Party going to feel like they was cheated and that it was fake and made up. That's going to give them the green light or the okay to riot for insurrection.
Yeah, they going to cry election fraud. Either way.
Now, the next few things we're going to show that's going to hit on that. But let's finish this. It says, many wonder if the adjustments to the directive were made with check this out. Many wonder if the adjustments, talking about the update to the DOD. Many wonder if the adjustments or the updates to the directive were made with potential civil unrest surrounding any voter manipulation in mind, and whether it could result in military intervention should something happen with the election that upset the masses. Right. Let's see. We ain't got to read that. That's the point. Now let's go to this other stuff. I'm gonna put that in the chat. You know, bros want to check it out. It's the article, but we're gonna move on. So the point is, they saying is what? At the end of the day, no matter what, each side gonna feel played that they lost. These Edomites need Trump in the office, and niggas and some Hispanics, especially the black women, they think they need Kamala in the office. Now, let's go to this. This next article was put out yesterday from Natural News. It says, hypocrisy alert. The Democrats say they won't certify election if Trump wins. They already sent it ahead of time. Like Advertiser said, they plant seeds on what could be. Democrats say, it says Democrats say they won't certify election if Trump wins because he's dangerous to democracy. We're just going to read a little bit. It says the left is already setting the stage. There you go. The left is already setting the stage for election fraud. You just said that, Taza.
Yep.
Election fraud. As Democrats admit they intend to not certify Donald Trump as president, even if he wins, because the former president is dangerous to democracy. It says Representative Jamie Raskins from Maryland speaking for the Democratic Party at large. So there's somebody speaking for the Democratic Party. And then we're going to get in a video in a few, somebody speaking for the Republican Party. And they all saying if our nominee don't win, it's going down. It says, told the media that unless Trump uses free, fair, and honest means to secure victory, the leftist politicians have no plans to certify his expected election win. In other words, we ain't gonna agree with it regardless. You see? Now, I'm gonna stop right there. first, let's play this quick video. He ain't gonna say much, but he gonna say something. It says the headline says, "I've been warning of this for months." Here is Representative Jamie Raskin, the dude we just spoke about, or spoke what he said. Hold on. It says Jamie Raskin is confirming what I've been predicting. Even if President Trump wins the 2024 election, Democrats will not accept the results and refuse to leave the White House, creating a civil war scenario. That's why everything. I'm getting excited, but that's why everything pointing towards the election. No matter who wins, civil war is here, as the Apostle Paul said on January 1st. Oh, December 31st, going into January, this is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Do we not see this playing out? Was the man wrong or was he right? As it's looking, he was right, as he always been when he named or coined the years. That spirit and that energy, what he say is be pushed out into the earth. And this is a great example. This is the hope. We in 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And at the end of this year, as we come into the end of this year, look what's happening. They talking about Jacob's trouble. Come on, man. It says the Democrats will not accept the results and refuse to leave the White House, creating a civil war scenario. If a house divided against itself, how can it stand?
What can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody and civil war conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who...
We're going to play that back just in case some ain't hear it. They're going to force, this is a person of the Democratic Party, they're going to force civil war conditions. And why is this beautiful? For the last thing we're going to touch on, what did the DOD just update? If it's any insurrections, we can send the troops. It's happening.
That he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody and civil war conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can.
So that's it. Now that's the Democratic side. So the Democratic side saying if Trump win, we gonna ride. We gonna get busy. Now let's look at the Republican side, because that was the Democratic side, right? First, let's get Kamala saying the same thing. This is from an article. It says Leo Homan. This is from GatewayPundit.com. It says Pentagon issues a federal directive allowing military to use lethal force against Americans as video resurfaces showing Kamala fantasizing, check this out, fantasizing about weaponizing the DOJ against U.S. citizens. What is this showing? No matter who win, Democrats or Republicans, the same agenda will go forth. Let's play this quick video from Kamala, because she with it too. The Democratic Party with it, and she with it.
And we'll put
and as we're going to show next, the Republican Party with it and Trump with it, showing they all on the same agenda.
Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms, because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community.
See that? She with it. She with it. Free speech gonna get shut down and they go send the military. Now let's look at the other side. If Trump lose, let's see what Republicans say. Now this says Republicans demand civil war if Donald Trump loses. Fight! Fight! Fight!
that time. Come on. Hey, we are in the fight for the soul of our nation. We are in a fight for our kids and our grandkids, a fight that we can never imagine. I believe wholeheartedly Donald Trump and Butler County's J.D. Vance are the last chance to save our country politically. I'm afraid if we lose this one, it's going to take a civil war to save the country, and it will be saved. It's the greatest experiment in the history of mankind. And if we come down to a civil war, I'm glad we got people like Schmitty and the Bikers for Trump on our side.
So the Republicans with it. They with it. They all with it. And you know what, I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of, a lot of people think Kamala could get in there, which is neither here nor there. It's whatever, right? We'll see what the Lord do. But speaking as a man, I think Trump might get in office. I honestly think that, And the reason being, it's whatever. It's whatever. But you see the Republicans with it. Just saying, Trump, Nero, if Trump really Nero, it might play out, right? Nero was the cause of burning down Rome, and Trump may be the cause of burning down America, man. But I honestly think Trump may win, because and not just saying that because, we always thought civil war may happen if Kamala win, because the Trump supporters going to riot. But now it's from the other side. We're going to riot if Trump win. And not just that, we hit this article. The Democratic Party, they with rioting if they don't win. And Kamala said she with it too, as we just played. Now we just showed the Republican Party, they said fight. It's going to be a civil war if Daddy Trump don't win. Now, Trump agree with it too. We brought this out a few times on Thursday Live. This is from theweek.com. Trump's plan for a second term reportedly includes firing squads. Hold on. What the DOD article said? Execution squads. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump plan when he get into office, he said, I'm going to bring back firing squads, which means you line up, you turn your back, and you have a militia just shoot you with automatic weapons in your back, in your head, in your calf, and your Achilles. He want to bring that back. He said hangings and group executions. Hold on. Oh, yeah. That's what we saying. Execution squads, man. Let's read a little bit of this. See that? This is America. It says, as Donald Trump's second re-election bid begins to pick up steam in the new year, details about the former president's plan for his return to the White House have begun to emerge, including a new report from Rolling Stone, which alleges Trump has begun polling his advisors on whether he should bring back firing squads, hangings, here it is, and this is a part of prophecy, and even guillotines, should he win 2024. Trump want to cut niggas' heads off if he win. That's a part of Revelation 20. That's Revelation 20. We'll see what's going to happen, but speaking as a man, Trump might be that Nero. It says, according to two sources, the former president have begun exploring the possibility of group executions, with a third person claiming Trump has expressed interest in a government ad campaign to highlight the administration's lethality. Woo! And this DOD talk about what? The military using lethal force. They're on the same page, man. Same program. Democrat or Republic, same bird. No matter what wing you is, you're on the same bird.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, let me see. Bald eagle in America eating trash. Just the bird they're a part of. Let me see if they find it. It was a bald eagle in America, I think in Philadelphia. This nigga look like a homeless person. That's the state of America. And look, well, this ain't it, but he was like in Philadelphia, a bald eagle, right on side of some crackheads eating trash with the crackheads. That's the state of America, man.
Yep.
Two wings, same degenerate ass bird. It says, according to two sources, the former president has begun to explore the possibility of group executions, with a third person claiming Trump has expressed interest in a government ad campaign to highlight the administration's lethality and, per Rolling Stone source, help put the fear of God into violent criminals. So that's his plan. Trump want to bring back firing squads guillotines, and just killing people on live television, you know, to put fear in people. So to show you, the Democratic Party with rioting, and the head of that, which is Kamala now, she with it. The Republican Party with it, they gonna have a civil war. If Trump don't win, and guess who with it? Trump with the same thing, man. The point is, it's gonna happen regardless. Man, be excited as the servants of the Lord. We right there at the doorstep, man. Now we're gonna highlight this a little bit and we can end it. Matter of fact, so like I'm gonna get a preset. We're gonna get one in a minute if you don't mind. You got something?
No, you got it.
Kind of Salakia. Real quick, Revelation 12 and 12. Matter of fact, I seen our brother post it. You know, you read it, Jake, be like, man, I put it, man. You ain't read much. Revelation 12 and 12.
Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah.
Can you want to speak on it?
No, you good.
It says, Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, and woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, the so-called white man, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And that's why we seeing these elites, the government moving like they're moving, because they ain't got long. They know the kingdom at the end, so they got to force themselves into a situation. You see? Let's see. I think, yep. We're going to get that too, Lamar. I see you. Shalom, bro. But I just want to read a little bit of this. Other times, Pop, you ain't got nothing, because we can end it on after this article right here from the DOD. So this, and I'm going to put this in the chat. Matter of fact, let's do it now. I'm going to put all this in the chat for y'all. The Kamala. And look, brothers, make sure y'all check this stuff out. Shit, even Akwaf too, you know? Because we ain't touching on every single sentence, you know, we ain't touching on every single paragraph. So some things up in there that might spark y'all interest or might open some up to y'all. So go check these things out. We're gonna put in this one too. And we're gonna hit this last article and we're gonna end it. You know, Lord willing, if the Lord say the same. So check this out. And again, apostles, elders spoke on this already, but we're gonna kind of highlight it as well. So this from the Department of Defense. It says DOD Directive 5240.01. The DOD intelligence and intelligence-related activities and defense intelligence. I just hate reading Esau articles. It'd be too much, you know? But the point is we got to read these things to find out his plans. It says assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. So what this is going into is what we've been talking about and playing videos. When times get too hard that the police can't take care of it, that put a big broad stroke, a vague stroke, that at any time the government can call on the military, which is, as we know, a martial law. So let's just hop straight down to the point. Let's see. So this is section 3. We can go to section 3. Section 3 says defense intelligence component. Assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. Now, the first head is general policies. Now, we ain't go too much read that. Again, it's in the chat. We're going to get straight to the point. It says permissible assistance. So these are, I say, excuses that the DOD going to use to send in military. These are some of the excuses, but they say permissible assistance. One says, verse 3, they're going to provide them with specialized equipment, you know, military grade equipment, technical knowledge, you know, and I assume that's drones, heat seeking, you know, goggles or whatever, all that type of stuff, or assistance of expert personnel for use of federal department or agency when lives are in danger to support state and local law enforcement agencies. So in other words, the military, if things get too bad and it's endangering lives, they can give their artillery or electrical devices to the local police. So they're going to pass down military equipment to the local police, which we're already seeing that. That's why they got SWAT equipment now. Like we seen in Kenosha, Washington, I think it's Washington or Wisconsin. You know, when they pulled up during George Floyd, a lot of those police had military grade equipment. But it says also a good way to use it when lives are in danger, rendering any lawful assistance to law enforcement agencies or other civil authorities provided such assistance. So if people coming against the police, matter of fact, real quick, 2nd Esdras 15. We're gonna hit the KJV. I know we always hit the NLT, we're going to KJV. Because you know what? It's gonna come a time when the American police, they ain't gonna be able to fight back against their family members, their friends, the people in their city, the people in their state, their neighbors. They're gonna have some type of pity. And also these average police out here, when the times get hard like that, they ain't gonna be worried about no citizens, man. They're gonna be worried about trying to save their own life and their family lives. That's why the military and mercenaries, foreign troops, gonna have to be called in to bring order, because these average police weak, they fat, they out of order, they just through. You see, it's degenerates in the police, whatever police departments. Not all of them, because I know we got a brother come out, shalom yakwa, but because we got a brother who, brothers who police, they may be believers, not y'all though. You feel me? As long as you believe in Yahweh Shai. But the point is, these average police are gonna be in fear so much they ain't gonna want to protect and defend. That's why they're gonna need foreign troops and military, man. And this is where this verse come in at. Elder Taza, I don't know if you want to speak on it. I'll read it for you if you want to speak on it. It's up to you.
Okay.
Con, this 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 14, I read down, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And here it is, verse 16. "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes."
What happened?
What'd you say?
No, I didn't hear that. I thought the sound went out.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, come.
Okay, I'll read it again for you. The 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 15 again in the KJV. "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. And they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power."
All right, so yeah, it speaks in verse 15, for the sword and their destruction, is at hand. So it's talking about war. All right. The atmosphere of war is in the world. The spirit of war is in the world. All right. And it's going to end by the ultimate sword, the sword of the Most High. That's the ultimate sword that's going to put an end to all war. And that's, you may know them by the nuclear missiles. Those are the Heavenly Father's sword. But before he swing his sword, there's going to be a lot of, fighting going on in the earth. On every level. There's going to be major fighting. And as it says in 16, "For there shall be sedition among men." All right. Because the Most High, he brought the sword like he promised. Through Yahushua, he said he ain't not that he was coming to bring peace. He said he was bringing a sword. It's the same sword. So there is a spirit of dissidence, a spirit of disagreement, a spirit of rivalry and combativeness that's all throughout the world. And it's to fulfill the very prophecy that we read. Again. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 16. "But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." All right, so you speak about invading, you're talking about assaulting, ransacking your neighbor's home. This is how bad the situation is going to get here in America. All right. It says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, meaning their rulers or the authorities over them. People are not going to obey authority. And we see that people are fed up. And they didn't have enough. Here in America, overseas, all over the world, people have gotten to a boiling point, and they're fed up with all the stupid legislation. You went into Isaiah 10:1, all the stupid, nonsensical legislation that they, around the world. You can't farm, you can't grow food. Oh well, when did you become Lord of food?
Mm-hmm.
You can't collect rainwater. When did you put water on earth? This man has overreached his bounds, and people are sick of it. And guess what? That's why he stays in the shadows, because he don't want any of the aggression and any of that backlash energy. So you don't know who's the culprit. Well, the people as a whole don't know who's the culprit, so they're gonna take the shit out on each other. It's coming to a head with this election because people feel like their lives, they feel like this election is going to change their life one way or the other. So if you vote for Trump gonna take away my LGBTQ, benefits. I'll kill you. Or, you're a Republican, or you voting for Kamala, she gonna take away my guns, my Second Amendment. Nigga, I'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
But people really feel like, that this election is all they got. And they got to, they got to get their person in office. So when whatever happens, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be some upset people somewhere. The laws and legislations are all in place for this chaos to take place. They're looking for the chaos because they're the ones creating and calling for it, using their infamous Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. So yeah, they done created the problem. Now, they just waiting for you to react. And the brother just showed you the solution. They ain't playing around. They coming in with military, using military weapons and military tactics. Look at how they doing them people in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you can expect. These people don't have no mercy. They don't care. But yeah, and so yeah, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are gonna do what they feel is in their best interest to do. And fuck Kamala and fuck Trump. And in desperate times, that's what it comes down to. And that's what the movie Apostle to Horse, well, one of his favorite movies, The Road, it shows you that. But in that movie, government and civilization had totally collapsed. But in times of anarchy, it's every man for himself. Now that's dog eat dog. That's really dog eat dog, when it's survival of the fittest. But we ain't talking spiritual physical fitness. We're talking spiritual fitness.
Mm-hmm.
So what's getting ready to come will be survival of the spiritually fit, those who are right with Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, you had some more?
Just a little bit in this real quick. So section 3 in this article, or should I say this playbook, it says levels of authority. So in other words, they gave you the reasons or the excuses for them to bring the authority, and now they're gonna tell you in section 3 the levels of it, how they gonna, where they can take it to. So real quick, it says verse I guess section 2, the decision to approve requests for these type of permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2 to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities are reserved to the Secretary of Defense. It says provisions of personnel to support response efforts for what? For civil disturbances. You ain't even got to kill nobody. And see, they put on this vague thing. It's got to, all they got to do is be a disturbance. Just like JAN6, a disturbance. You can get the military here for that. Another sickness, get the military here. Matter of fact, that's what they say right here. And a DOD response to what? Chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and high yield explosive incidents. If another sickness come out, guess what? They can send them niggas too. If anything happened, they can send the military. It's under a broad gray area. In other words, no matter what's going to happen, the military going to be sent to the soils of America, not just American military, the UN troops, foreign mercenaries.
Mm-hmm.
And to do what? Going to sea for assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality. Just in case somebody know. Let's go to the definition of lethality. Quick Google definition. It says the capacity to cause death or serious harm or damage. Going back to it, it says, so in case of a civil disturbance, in case of a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, or high yield explosive, if anything happened, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation, keyword, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force, that it is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation, check this out, between civil law enforcement, the police departments, right, and civil individuals, the people. That's what the Project went into in 2nd Ezra 15. How to, it says, it shall be a sedition among men and invading one another, and they, who is the they, the people, the citizens, and they shall not regard their kings or princes, the government or the authority, and of course of their actions, the people actions shall stand in their power. We reading the playbook, man. So the military troops gonna be sent when it get too much for the police. When the police can't keep authority, the military gonna be sent. And we reading in prophecy, the military gotta be sent because the police ain't gonna be able to keep authority because the people actions gonna stand in the people power, man. Military gonna be sent regardless of who win. When the time of Jacob, see, that's another thing. Vocab Malone doing breakdowns of Daniel, now, bro. What we saying go come to pass. They're not speaking proudly because we speaking in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai and what the Bible say, man. That's why, bro, none of us should be doubting right now as believers, man, on what we believe in. Is it true? Is it real? Is this gonna happen? Man, it's gonna happen. Look at the world. It's happening. Come on, man. What else you need to believe? It said it also includes all support. So the military gonna support all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups, and you just had ISUPK of the baser sort, go out there and doing push-ups. Groups. They're going to use groups and people. It says in groups reasonably anticipated, right? Hate groups. And such use of force must be in accordance with the DOD 521056, potentially as further restricted, so on and so forth. And they go into some other things, what they could use it for. But I'm gonna say this is all gray area. It's gray area. So no matter what the event is, big or small, military troops can be sent, man. But you got anything on the top of the pot? That's pretty much it.
No, that's it. That's all I had.
Kind of got one more. I seen Lamar posted it real quick. Shalom, brother Lamar. Let's get that real quick and we can end it on this if you ain't got nothing else. Because this also what's about to happen. It's 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and we're going to start at 68. Now we're going to start at 67 to give some comfort to us as believers. 2nd Ezra 16 and 67, it says, behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. Don't fear all these military and all this stuff they talking. It says, leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle with them no more forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. And that's our hope. We're going to be delivered from all these things. But here's the point on everything we just touched on. Verse 68, it says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And that's the same burning wrath from Revelation 12, Esau, Edom. And who's the great multitude? These troops. Whether it's the American military, UN troops. Because again, remember, these UN troops, they don't care about America either. These so-called immigrants who came over here, they don't care about Americans. Look how y'all did. They foreign, they are home countries. You think they gonna come over here and treat you right? It says a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Why? Because one, Esau got to come at those who got the truth. And that's why you read in 2nd Ezra 15 and 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Military troops, checkpoints. You got your MOTB, you got your chip. It's 15-minute city. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Here it is. And they shall be like madmen. Who is they? The troops. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Taking you out the house, throwing you into a van and taking you to a concentration camp. But what's the hope for us? It says, so once that happened, it says, and then shall they be known who are my chosen. Why? Because as the brother Lamar also posted earlier, the Lord gonna lift up a standard, that divine intervention and protection, man, for his elect. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. And hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same, man. And that's our hope. So it is, no matter who win, Democrat or Republican, the prophecy, the Bible say, no matter what, it's going to be an insurrection. It's going to be troops sent out. It's going to be lockdowns. That's why we ain't got to say, well, God bless America. No, we know these things about to happen, man. But that's pretty much it as a Tazapah. You got it. You could take us out. Salaki for being long-winded.
Yeah. Well, shit, we pray that you brothers and sisters out there were edified. And yes, to the next one. Well, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory again unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachapadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. So to the next one, Shalom.
Shalom. The water for tuning in. Shalom.